All right, today we're jumping into some seriously timeless wisdom from the Dhammapada. This is an ancient guide, but you'll see it's basically a user's manual for the human mind. It's all about digging into the mechanics of our own happiness and our own suffering. Okay, let's dive in. So the text starts with this absolute bombshell of an idea, and really it's the most important thing we're going to cover. Everything you experience, all the good stuff, all the bad stuff, the joy, the pain, it all starts in one place. It's not coming from the world outside you, it's coming from the state of your very own mind. So here's our roadmap for this journey. We're going to start with that big foundational idea. Then we'll get into what actually causes our suffering. From there, we'll look at the solution, this path of vigilance and wisdom. And finally, we'll see what the ultimate goal looks like, a truly liberated mind. Okay, first up, the mind is the foundation. And this isn't just some nice, poetic idea. Think of it as the fundamental law of physics for our inner world. Absolutely everything else we're going to talk about today is built right on top of this one powerful truth. Now, what's so incredible here is the imagery, right? A corrupted mind, it says, doesn't just lead to a bad day here and there. No, it creates a wheel of pain that relentlessly follows you around. But a purified mind, that brings a joy that's so constant, so reliable, it's like a shadow that never leaves you. So the text makes it crystal clear. The stakes are sky high, and the choice of what we do with our mind is entirely ours. So if the mind is the source of everything, what exactly is going wrong inside? In this next part, we're going to look at the specific mental habits, the little traps we fall into, that the Dhammapada points to as the true roots of our suffering. Does that sound familiar? Of course it does. It's totally 100% human. We all do this. We hold on to these old hurts, replaying them over and over in our minds. The text uses this universal feeling to show us exactly what a mental trap looks like in action. And here's the direct consequence. You see, it's not the event from the past that's the real problem anymore. It's the clinging to it now. The text is so blunt here. Holding on to these thoughts is exactly what lets hatred grow and just consume us from the inside out. And this brings us to the crucial point. It's a choice. You can't go back and change what happened, but you absolutely can change your relationship to it, right here, right now. Clinging to it, that leads to suffering. Period. Letting go, and that's a skill, something you can practice, that leads to peace, to freedom. This is our first major clue for how to get out of the trap. So, if clinging to thoughts is the problem, what's the antidote? The text gives us this amazing word, vigilance. Now, this is way more than just paying attention. It's described as the path to immortality, which doesn't mean living forever in your body, but living in a state that's free from that endless cycle of suffering. It's an active, moment-by-moment awareness of what's happening in your own head. Okay, so now we shift gears. We've talked about the problem, now we're talking about the solution. The path of vigilance. I want you to think of it like becoming a security guard for your own mind, protecting your inner peace like it's the most valuable thing you own, because it is. So what does this vigilant person actually look like? Well, they're not just sitting around passively. They're actively striving, full of energy. They live with self-control, staying unwavering and pure. And I love this line, they are awake among the sleeping. They see the mental traps that other people just stumble into. And because of that clarity, they guard their inner peace like a precious treasure. Okay, so we know we need to be vigilant. But how? How do we actually do it? Well, that brings us to the way of wisdom. This is the how-to section, the practical toolkit for actively shaping our minds into a place of peace. The text gives us these beautiful, crystal clear instructions. First, you have to straighten your mind, give it direction, just like an archer straightens an arrow before firing. You have to guard it like a fortress against all those negative, harmful thoughts. You pursue purity by letting go of attachments. And finally, you use the fire of wisdom to burn away all the ignorance that caused the suffering in the first place. And the difference between actually doing this and just ignoring it, well, it couldn't be more stark. On one side, you have the fool, who is literally their own worst enemy. They do things that feel good in the moment, thinking their evil deeds are sweet, but they always ripen into pain. On the other hand, you have the wise person, who is like a master craftsman, skillfully and intentionally shaping their mind into a thing of beauty and peace. So after all this work, what's the destination? What's the end goal? Our final section describes what's called the liberated self, or the arhat. This is the person who has walked the path all the way to the end and achieved true mastery.
It starts with this simple but incredibly profound statement. That wheel of pain we talked about, the clinging to old hurts, for the arahant, that's over. The cycle is broken. Done.
Just imagine that for a second. The constant background noise of anxiety, of worry, of fear that so many of us live with every single day. What if it was just gone? Not pushed down, not ignored, but genuinely absent, replaced by a deep, unshakable calm. This is what true resilience looks like. It doesn't matter what the world throws at them, praise, blame, success, failure, none of it can touch their inner stability. They are, as the text says, like a great mountain, standing firm and completely unshaken by the storms raging around it. And here it is. This is the destination the whole path leads to. It's not just a quick hit of happiness. It's a continuous, stable, abiding state of eternal peace. It's the natural state of a mind that has been completely and utterly mastered. And when you boil it all down, all this wisdom about the mind, about suffering, and about liberation, you're left with this one essential truth. The greatest victory you will ever win isn't out there in the world. It's not over 1,000 enemies and 1,000 battles. It's the victory over the chaos of your own mind. You see, this isn't just ancient philosophy to admire from a distance. It's a practical guide. It's something you can start doing right now. So I'll leave you with this question to take with you. What is one thought, one grievance, one little worry that you are clinging to that you can choose right now to just let go of today?